another huge Amazon haul. There are tons of books in this box. Literally can barely even hold it with one hand. And there are tons of books in here as well. And if you're asking why I'm buying new books, just don't. Honestly, I got a new bookshelf and I love filling new bookshelves with books. So I have a couple of good recs here, but also make sure that you are like subscribed because I've been sharing videos every single day for the entire month of October. So there's literally almost like 31 videos that you guys can watch at this point. But there's also gonna be a 24-hour reading vlog coming soon. There's gonna be a book shopping vlog with one of my friends who literally has only been to a bookstore one time in her entire life, and we have like gotten her obsessed with reading. And there's just gonna be a ton of other good videos coming very soon. So make sure you subscribe because there'll be a new video tomorrow, and let's get into this Amazon haul. We are gonna start with one of the blue packages. I feel like these are always super easy to open. There's just something that I get with opening packages. Like, I can't even explain the feeling that I get when I open like a book package. So this book is called Take Two Wrongs Make a Right. I did not realize that the book that I picked up by Chloe Leese is actually the second book in the series. I picked up her book. It's like an orange cover. I literally forget the title. But I picked it up when I was in Chicago book shopping, and I did not know it was the second book in the series. So I had to buy the first book. And this says, opposites become allies to fool their matchmaking friends in this swoony reimagining of Shakespeare's beloved comedy, Much Ado About Nothing. Jamie and Beau have nothing in common except a meat disaster and the mutual understanding that they couldn't be more wrong for each other. But when the people closest to them play Cupid and trick them into going on a date, the pair realize they have something else in common after all, an undeniable need for revenge. Soon their plan is in place, fake date obnoxiously and convince the meddlers they're madly in love, then break up spectacularly and dash everyone's hopes, putting an end to the matchmaking madness once and for all. To convince everyone that they've fallen for each other, Jamie and Beau will have to nail the performance of their lives. But as their final act nears and playing lovers becomes easier than not, they begin to wonder, what if Cupid's arrow wasn't so off the mark? And what if two wrongs do make a right? And on the back it says, An Absolute Romantic Perfection by Christina Lauren, and I love their writing. So I'm excited for this one. I feel like this will be fun. I'm going to open another blue package because I feel like these are just so easy to open. Most of the time, I can't guarantee for every single time. I ended up getting Afterwards by Nia Forrester. Now, if you guys are new here, you probably don't know that I am a huge supporter of like indie authors and indie books, like books that are maybe not in Barnes or not like in big box bookstores, because I feel like if I bought a book, I would want so many people to just like try it out, even if they like didn't know me as an author or they didn't see my books in a bookstore. And I also am very passionate about diverse reads, and I feel like it is so important to add them into your bookshelf. So there's gonna be some diverse reads obviously in this little book haul. And this is by a Black author. It's in the Afterwards series. It's book 1. On the back it says, Robin Crandall thought she had the life she always dreamed of with her childhood sweetheart until he asked for a divorce. Gone with him are her hopes of a perfect home and family. Moving back in with her mother, broke and broken, Robin has no plans to do anything other than lick her wounds and hold on to her faltering career. But then she finds herself unexpectedly drawn to a man who has everything and yet seems to have nothing at all. Every single milestone Chris Scaife set, he's reached and surpassed. The one place he feels out of his depth is being a father to his 3 kids, all of them practical strangers, and dealing with their mothers who view him as a never-ending source of income. Between that and managing his music empire, he doesn't have time for distractions, but one shows up anyway. Robin is a woman who deserves the kind of life he doesn't feel equipped to give her, but walking away might not be that easy. This just looks really good. I am so excited to try another author that I've never read anything from before, and I love, like, I don't know, just picking up books where you don't see like a ton of reviews about it, or I don't know, it's just like a little, just potentially very special book that maybe is like hidden. I'm just excited to read it. The next book that I have is in a brown package. I'm just gonna try to go through these and then we'll open the big box together because it has like most of the books in it. I think all of these have like 1, maybe 2 books. Let's see. Yeah, this has, okay, so this has a book, but it also has some little headphones. I bought my friend some AirPods for her birthday. It was her golden birthday, which is super special, so I want to get her a super special gift. And I got her these little like AirPod like headphone covers, is that what they're called? But that's the only other thing in here other than this book. I got The Locked Door by Frida McFadden. I want to own all of Frida McFadden's books. I've read 2 of her books and I'm hooked. Absolutely hooked. Her writing as a thriller author is so incredible, like so fast paced. I just can't wait to read everything that she's ever written. Also, there's something about her books. The pages are white. I can't even explain how like this makes me read faster, but it just does. And the writing is just like super easy to read. The pages are short because the books are tiny. On the back of this, it says, some doors are locked for a reason. While 11-year-old Nora Davis was up in her bedroom doing homework, she had no idea her father was killing women in the basement until the day the police arrived at their front door. Decades later, Nora's father is spending his life behind bars, and Nora is a successful surgeon with a quiet, solitary existence. Nobody knows her father was a notorious serial killer, and she intends to keep it that way. Then Nora discovers one of her young female patients has been murdered in the same sequence, in the same unique and horrific manner that her father used to kill his victims. Somebody knows who Nora is, and somebody wants her to take the fall for this unthinkable crime, but she's not a killer like her father. The police can't pin anything on her as long as they don't look in her basement. Is the killer killing people and putting them in her basement? I'm screaming. This looks so good. We have another little like blue package before we get to the big box, and this one has a thick book in it. Ooh, this is called Faking with Benefits by Lily Gold. Now, you guys know I love a Friends to Lovers story. Now, this is a reverse harem, which I've never read a reverse harem book before, but you guys actually told me that this book is really good, and so I might have this like be my first reverse harem. It says, wanted 3 fake boyfriends and must be tall, hot, and willing to teach me how to kiss. My name is Layla Thompson, and I'm undateable. Seriously, I'm 28. I've never had a boyfriend, and with my 30s rapidly approaching, I'm starting to lose patience. Lucky for me, I have 3 best friends who are eager to help hone my dating skills. There's Zach, the huge ex-rugby player, Josh, the sweet boy next door, and Luke, the silver-haired divorcee, who also happens to be my old professor. After a bad date leaves me crying on their shoulders, the 3 men are determined to help me find a guy. Together, they agree to be my practice boyfriends and come up with a lesson plan packed with fake dates, makeout sessions, and classes on flirty texting. In return, I just have to make an appearance on their relationship advice podcast once a week. Easy. But as my lessons become more and more intense, we soon find ourselves getting in too deep. The guys have been teaching me how to get a boyfriend, and now it's time to put their lessons to the test 3 times over. Faking with Benefits is a sweet, spicy romance full of laughs, fake dating, heat, and 3 gorgeous heroes. Again, I've never read a reverse harem. You guys told me this was a good one. I'm always looking for diverse reads, and not even just diverse, but like diverse authors and stuff, but just different types of relationships, different types of like love stories, because I only really read like thrillers and romance. Like that's pretty much it. And I have like dipped my toe a bit into dark romance, and I've dipped my toe a bit recently into like other types of genres, but I just pretty much stick to that. And so I don't want to have the exact same storyline read over and over again. So I try to branch out a bit, and this is definitely different for me, especially because I'm not a huge spicy reader. But we'll see. I don't know. It's very thick, so I don't know how I'll feel about it, but we'll see. Now it's time to get into the big box. This box is literally full of books, and it's pretty heavy. So we're gonna see if we can open this up. I found my box cutter in the little like drawer near our front door, and every time I think to go get it, I literally am like, I could probably open it with my hand. This one actually wasn't hard to open, but I feel like sometimes books are like ridiculously hard. Oh my gosh, guys, there are so many books in here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books. Holy cannoli. There are so many books in here. Let me take these out so we can talk about all these books. Like guys, I'm a reader. I read between 16 to like 20 books a month, so I feel like it is justification for me to get like all of these books. But I mean, is this overkill? I don't know. Don't let me know if you think it is, because we're not stopping here. Like, I love to read, and we're just gonna keep reading. I also have a Kindle, which I read on, but I found that I use my Kindle for really thick books. Like right now I'm reading J.L. Seeger's book On It, Restore Me, and I was reading it in like an actual like copy of it, but I ended up switching to my Kindle Scribe because the book is so thick. But even with that, I still want to have the like, I don't know, paperback copy or the hardback, because there's something about a physical book, and I feel like when I'm reading my Kindle for a couple hours, I like to switch it up, and so I don't think I'll ever just want something on Kindle, because there'll be times where I want to switch and read on my Kindle, like if I'm reading a physical book, and there's other times where I want to switch back to the physical book, especially if it's been like me reading for hours. So I don't know, I can't be the only one who's like that. But let's get into these books. So the first book that I picked up was this book, and it's called First Down by Grace Riley, and it's the first book in the Beyond the Playbook series. This is obviously a sports romance. It says tutoring the new star quarterback in exchange for a few fake dates won't lead to anything more. Right? James, football is my everything. I live, eat, breathe the sport, but when I transferred to McKee University to escape the distractions that nearly cost me my future in the NFL, I'm faced with another consequence: retake and pass the writing class I failed at in my college, or lose any chance I have at making it big. That's where fellow senior Beckett Wood, gorgeous, stubborn, and just my type, comes in. She's the key to my success in this class, but the price of her help is a fake relationship, and I never do things halfway. Bex, I don't mess around with athletes, and at first glance, handsome, self-assured James Callahan is no exception. He wants me to help him pass the writing class we're both stuck taking, but I'm too busy to take on yet another responsibility. But when his teammate, my cheating ex, won't leave me alone, I realize I need to convince him I've moved on, and what better way than by pretending to be with James, who wants nothing to do with a real relationship. Yet with every fake kiss, James pulls me deeper into a place that thrills and terrifies me. Why does he make me feel alive like no one else has, and why don't I want it to end? How freaking cute. Also, by one of your recommendations, I picked up Role Playing by Kathy Yardley. Never read anything by this author. Literally, one of you guys in the comments of a video, you were like, hey, have you read Role Playing by Kathy Yardley? You should read this book. And I was like, you know what? I probably should. Let me buy that. And of course, I always do my due diligence. I've never actually been in a book slump, and I think the reason I've never been in one is because I read books I'm genuinely excited about. I don't just read books that people like recommend. I like read what the synopsis is, like what it's about. Like I just really do my research, and this looks really good. It says, love is a game, play for keeps. Maggie's an unapologetically grumpy 48-year-old hermit, but when her college-age son makes her a deal, he'll be more social if she does the same. She can't refuse. She joins a new online gaming guild led by a friendly healer named Otter, so that nobody gets the wrong idea. She calls herself Bogwitch. Otter is Aiden, a 50-year-old optimist using the guild as an emotional outlet from his family drama, caring for his aging mother, while his brother plays house with Aiden's ex-fiance. Bogwitch and Otter become fast virtual friends, but there's a catch. Bogwitch thinks Otter is a college student. Otter assumes Bogwitch is an octogenarian? I don't know what that means, but we're just gonna keep it moving, okay? When they finally meet face to face after a rocky, shocking start, the unlikely pair of sunshine and stormy personalities grow tentatively closer. But Maggie's previous relationships have left her bitter, and Aiden's got a complicated past of his own. Everything's easier online. Can they make it work in real life? I wanted to get this book specifically because the main character is 48, and the person who commented this book said that they really enjoyed it because they feel like they see a lot of books about younger people, and they think that this is a good representation for someone who is in their late 40s, which I thought was really neat. I also picked up this book, which the cover of this I'm obsessed with. It says, it's called Something More by Jackie Kalila, and on the inside it says, 15-year-old Jessie, a quirky loner obsessed with the 90s, is diagnosed as autistic just weeks before starting high school. Determined to make a fresh start and keep her diagnosis a secret, Jessie creates a list of goals that range from acquiring 2 distinct eyebrows to getting a magical first kiss and landing a spot in the school play. Within the halls of Holy Trinity High, she finds a world where things are no longer black and white and quickly learns that living in color is much more fun. But Jessie gets more than she bargained for when 2 very different boys steal her heart, forcing her to go off script. Looks so cute. And then I also picked up woke up like this, which one of you guys also recommended this, and this is from Mindy's Book Studio. It looks so freaking cute. It's giving me better than the movies vibes. And this says, two high school seniors, where will they be at 30? They'll find out tomorrow. Planning the perfect prom is one last to-do on ultra-organized Charlotte Wu's high school bucket list. So far, so good. If not for a decorating accident that leaves Charlotte crash landing off a ladder, face first into her obnoxiously ripped arch nemesis, J.T. Renner. Worse, when Charlotte wakes up, she finds herself in an unfamiliar bed at 30 years old. This is literally giving 13 going on 30, with her bearded fiance, Renner, by her side. Either they've lost their minds or they've been drop kicked into adulthood, forever trapped in the 30-year-old bodies of their future selves, with each other as their only constant. Charlotte and Renner discover all that's changed in the time they've missed. Charlotte also learns there's more to Renner than irritating jock charm, and that reaching the next milestone isn't as important as what happens in between. Navigating a series of adventures in a confounding new normal, Charlotte and Renner will do whatever it takes to find a way back to 17. But when and if they do, what then? How cute. I just literally gives 13 going on 30, but they're 17. 4 more books to go, so there still are some. Let's start with the one on the bottom. I got Drunk in Love by Tay Mode. This is another Black author, and this looked really good. And you guys know, again, I'm obsessed with finding like indie authors. Like, I love finding authors who only have like 400 reviews on Goodreads or 600 reviews on Goodreads, and they might be like 4 stars or 5 stars. Like, I need those in my life, you know what I mean? Because it's like they're just, I don't know, there's so many out there. And I love finding a good book and being able to like put you guys on. And this says, what would you do if you woke up married to a stranger? Playboy wild rapper Kaiser is always in the blogs for some kind of scandal. Never been the one to play by the rules. He loves to test his limits. What happens when one weekend in Vegas he pushes past those limits and wakes up next to a beautiful stranger? Naisha has had a rough past. Getting caught up with the wrong guy, her life was going downhill fast. All she wanted was to start over and leave the troubles from her ex in the past. What was supposed to be a fun weekend in Vegas turned into something life-changing. Once news comes out about the marriage, Kaiser's team thinks this is the change he needs to turn his image around. The only problem is both Kaiser and Naisha are like oil and water. Now forced to coexist, the two must put on this persona to the public. I love A Marriage to Convenience. Just when things seem like they're becoming real, a bomb explodes, threatening to shake the couple's life as they know it even more. Are they ready to take a sip and get drunk in love? I'm ready for this book. Like, also the cover, this is beautiful. I love a pink cover. Also picked up another book by Frida McFadden, because I like to kind of read like a couple romances and then give myself a thriller to kind of just like, I don't know, give myself a little reset. And this says, Quinn Alexander has committed an unthinkable crime. This is called Do Not Disturb. To avoid spending her life in prison, Quinn makes a run for it. She leaves behind her home, her job, and her family. She grabs her passport and heads for the northern border before the police can discover what she's done. But when an unexpected snowstorm forces her off the road, Quinn must take refuge at the broken down, isolated Baxter Motel. The handsome and kindly owner, Nick Baxter, is only too happy to offer her a cheap room for the night. Unfortunately, the Baxter Motel isn't the quiet, safe haven it used to seem to be. The motel has a dark and disturbing past, and in the dilapidated house across the way, the silhouette of Nick's ailing wife is always at the window, always watching. In the morning, Quinn must leave the motel. She'll pack up her belongings and get back on the road to freedom, but first she must survive the night. Oh my God, this looks good. Also got When You Are Mine by Kennedy Ryan. I want to read her entire backlist. You guys know I love her books. Read Before I Let Go, I've read Flow, I've read Real. Read so many of her books. So many have been like very high rated books, like 5 stars and 4 stars. So I want to read literally everything she's ever written. And this says, Karis Morton knows how to make things work. Bounced from foster home to foster home as a kid, she adapted. But when opportunity arose, she thrived. Now about to open her own business and accept a marriage proposal, Karis is ready to build the life she's always wanted. The only thing missing, a passionate connection with her would-be fiance, Cam. Karis wants to believe that sparks are overrated until Walsh Bennett lights her up like the 4th of July. As one of the East Coast's most eligible bachelors, Walsh enjoys financial independence, fulfilling work with his family's nonprofit, and plenty of female attention. But lately he's been distracted by the one woman he can't have. Lovely to look at and even sweeter to know, Karis is the soulmate Walsh never thought he would find. The problem is his best friend found her first. I love when a romance has like a good like little thing that's like, ooh, oh my gosh. And I also picked up this book. One of you guys actually recommended this because I said I'm looking for Christmas romances with Black characters because I feel like they're harder to just like scrounge out because like people, as we all know, are not really talking about diverse reads like a ton, and so I want to like put you guys on, and I'm glad you guys put me on because I'd never heard of this book. It's called Love in Winter Wonderland by Abiola Bello. The cover is beautiful, like literally obsessed with it. It says, charming, handsome Trey Anderson balances the pressures of school popularity with a job at his family's beloved local bookshop, Wonderland, London's oldest Black-owned bookstore. Quirky, creative Ariel Spencer needs tuition for the prestigious art program of her dreams, and an opening at Wonderland is the answer. When Trey and Ariel learn that Wonderland is on the brink of being shut down by a neighborhood gentrifier, they team up to stop the doors from closing before the Christmas Eve deadline and embark on a hate-to-love journey that will change them forever. Heartwarming and romantic, this read is the gift that keeps on giving no matter the season. I might have to read this one first. This looks so good. This is a YA, I'm pretty sure, as well. I mean, everything about this is giving what I need for a Christmas book. This looks just so freaking cute. That is all the books that I picked up in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys will come back for another video just to see either a haul or see a little 24-hour reading challenge or just see a book shopping vlog. All those are coming soon, and there's videos every single day for all of October. And if you've missed them, you can literally go back and see all of the hauls that I've done and the shopping videos and the challenges. There have been so many. Literally, this has been a very long and fun month. So make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next one. Bye, guys.